From accusations of harassment to claims of discrimination against minorities, Michael Bidwell has landed himself in hot waters. So let's look at the Arizona Cardinals owner's cheating scandal that's been making headlines. Because when former Cardinals executive Terry McDonough filed a claim with the NFL commissioner, the press had a field day. So what exactly was in the arbitrary claim? Terry said Michael allegedly demoted him in 2019 after he refused to go along with a burner scheme. He was against a plan to get around the 5-week DUI suspension of the previous general manager Steve Keim. During the suspension in 2018, Keim was prohibited from speaking with the team, and McDonough was given a burner phone to do so. According to McDonough's lawsuit, Bidwell mistreated and abused him in retaliation just because he wanted to follow the NFL's guidelines.
Quick throw batted into the air, and Jones knocks it to the...
Terry's complaint is against the contract breach, retribution against a whistleblower, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and defamation. His lawyer, Michael Caspino, who's based in California, said they're fighting for the truth and that they have enough evidence to provide to the commissioner. The Cardinals have largely been quiet about the scandal until now, and they've only put out a statement through Jim McCarthy, their external public relations advisor. This is probably for the best, considering some of Terry's allegations are straight up horrible. The team said that Terry's actions were disappointing and irresponsible, and that his claims in an arbitration suit are completely false, careless, and an opportunistic ploy for financial gain. The cherry on top is that they actually confirmed that the burner phone scheme is real, but they claimed that it was Michael who stepped in to stop the unnamed team official from buying the phones in the first place. Unfortunately, Terry isn't the only victim of the scandal, and the burner phones were allegedly given to key team executives and head coach Steve Wilks between July 18 and July 20 of 2018, right before Keim's suspension was made public.
According to our DNA, all right? And that last element of our DNA is what? That's what you guys did today.
Both McDonough and Wilks refused to follow through and suffered the consequences. Also, after being let go by the organization after one season,
The ball is loose again. Picked up by the Cardinals. This is Byron Murphy to the...
Wilks filed a class-action racial discrimination lawsuit against the NFL in 2022. Wilks' complaint, which was submitted in April 2022, mentions Keim's so-called suspension and refers to it as bogus discipline. So the former executive's case is only going to get stronger with the latest complaint. And apparently, McDonough still has the burner phone and has audio recordings of talks he made with Keim while he was suspended. An image of the alleged burner phone is included in one exhibit that's linked to the lawsuit. He got into a shouting match with Bidwell after the confrontation and accused McDonough of insubordination. To be fair, he wasn't wrong about that, but Michael took it a step further by telling McDonough that he didn't like his attitude. The owner called Terry into his office the following morning and informed him that he was writing him up for acting impolitely at work. I can only imagine what the HR team must have been going through at the time. From there on out, Bidwell turned into a complete school bully, and boy was he petty. At one point, he told Terry that he couldn't watch games from the owner's box in 2018 as he had done from 2014 to 2017, apparently actively trying to stop him from getting a promotion. And if there's any confusion about whether he was even qualified enough for it, let me clear the air. McDonough is the brother of ESPN commentator Sean McDonough and the son of renowned Boston Globe reporter Will McDonough. From 2014 through 2019, he served as the Cardinals' vice president of player personnel. Not only that, but he was also a finalist for the general manager position of the San Francisco 49ers in 2017. And considering he was competing against big names like John Lynch and George Patton, he was good at his job. But Terry claimed that his chances of moving up in the NFL completely disappeared after his fight with Michael. The Cardinals tried denying the accusations by saying they were not interfering with McDonough's career growth and that Mr. Bidwell has always been supportive of the people on his team. They also claimed that the team administration had reportedly encouraged Terry's wish to continue his career in the sport. The unfortunate thing is that Terry has a decent reputation in the industry, and no one is buying into their excuses, because Bidwell's reputation is even worse, especially with the accusations about the toxic work environment. In his complaint, McDonough claimed that Bidwell had mistreated 2 pregnant women and a black employee, and that he'd created an environment of fear for employees belonging to minorities. stories, but he wasn't able to provide details of both the claims, which the Cardinals immediately picked up on.
Here's Bourne. Kendrick makes one man miss. And on 2nd and 10.
The PR department said Bidwell had no racial biases and instead called out Terry for the smear campaign. They used the oldest excuse in the book by saying Michael's free agent meetings will show you that he isn't a racist. What's more, the team said that Terry's accusation was baseless, especially since racial fairness and promoting diversity in the organization and the league have always been one of their goals.
And he's hard to get to the ground. Use check in motion. Garoppolo. For McCaffrey.
Just don't ask any of their employees that question. After all, Michael did go as far as to block out an employee's survey when it didn't get the result he wanted. Terry said that he tried to bury the 2019 survey when it reported that the majority of the workers were afraid of their boss. But again, their lawyers retaliated by saying that the survey was never disregarded and that it served as the foundation for important improvements to new workplace policies. This involved introducing significant employee wellness programs, expanding the HR team, and creating a new position for a chief people officer. Well, if they create that new post, I can only feel pity for whoever got stuck with the job. And when there are rumors that Bidwell's widespread workplace misconduct was worse than Robert Sarver's, you know it's serious. Since Sarver ended up losing his ownership of the team for a year and was fined $10 million before eventually selling it. So with this train wreck of a lawsuit going on, what's next for the team and Terry? For now, the Cardinals have resorted to running a smear campaign on him, saying that he was an eccentric who constantly fought with his teammates and disobeyed their rules, while his attorney has called it nothing more than a dishonest character assassination. McDonough says that he wants to stop Bidwell from treating others the way he claims he was treated. He also thinks that by speaking out, he's giving voice to a group of Cardinal staff members who were too afraid to criticize Bidwell before. There's no doubt that his accusations have done a number on the Bidwell family's reputation, and it looks like the only way to minimize the damage is through a resignation. Many critics are suggesting that Michael Bidwell needs to step aside, resign as team president, and hire somebody else to do his job. He needs to step away from the daily grind to change the culture and public image. And even I have to admit that this investigation couldn't have come at a worse time. The Cardinals are making an effort to improve their structure. They now have a general manager with fresh ideas and a good track record. Plus, they have an unbelievably young coaching staff under their new head coach, so a resignation is the only logical solution. Either way, the Cardinals have 20 days to formally reply to McDonough's allegation, after which the NFL commissioner will take over, and we can only hope the truth will come. Well, there you have it. These were cheating allegations the Arizona Cardinals owner is facing.